I'm Bryan Barrett. Good evening. It is Thursday. It is around 6 p.m. at the time that we're putting this together. It is January the 11th. Thought we'd give you an update on the windy weather that's coming up tomorrow, the Arctic blast that will follow this weekend, and the dreaded S word for some of you. For some of you, you're very excited about the snow possibilities. So we'll kind of detail all of those here for Rutherford County. First of all, let's take a look at some information here from the National Weather Service. The National Weather Service has placed Rutherford County and most of Middle Tennessee under a wind advisory for Friday. That'll be 6 a.m. until midnight. 6 a.m. until midnight. So what do we expect to see out of the windy weather on Friday? Well, we're going to get wind. We're going to get heavy rain at times. We're going to get the possibility as well of a rumble of thunder. The National Weather Service has placed roughly southern Middle Tennessee in a level 2 out of 5, which is a slight risk. That's a term, when you use marginal and slight, it's like, well, there's not much of a chance. Well, it's a level 2 out of 5, so it's a decent chance that we could see severe weather tomorrow, and a level 1 out of 5 to the north. So that cutoff is in here somewhere roughly. Rutherford County always seems to be right in the middle of those types of things. So what do we expect to see? Well, high winds, yes. We're going to see temperatures pretty warm for this time of the year, and warm is going to be the key word as we go into next week. The storms, as they come through, going to have some heavy rain again with those, and again, the possible storms. If we do have any thunderstorms, if you will, those storms, the greatest risk from that is right now at the time of this, straight line winds, damaging straight line winds, because this partially is cut off, but very strong winds with gusts of 50 to 55 miles per hour. This is from the National Weather Service. So you see where it says 50 to 55 miles an hour, and here are just some samplings of what are being forecast. Here's a 46 miles per hour, 46 mile per hour wind gust in Nashville, 55 in Smithville. I mean, this is some crazy wind gust that we could be experiencing. A few locations may have some minor structural damage and siding damage. And if there are any storms with straight line winds, those winds are going to be pushed down to the surface and could cause some problems. So when will this go into effect? 6 a.m. until midnight tomorrow, Friday, 6 a.m. until midnight. And what do you need to do? Some actions to take. Secure any lightweight and loose outdoor objects. Use caution when driving, of course, especially on roadways that are east to west oriented. So going from this direction, east to west oriented, you're going to get the brunt of those winds kind of pushing up against the vehicle, and be on alert for maybe some falling branches or trees. So that is the wind advisory. The wind advisory, again, 6 a.m. until midnight. Then our attention turns to some colder temperatures for the weekend on Friday evening into Saturday and Sunday. It's going to be noticeably cooler, but still warm in comparison to what we expect next week. All right, so frigid temperatures. Let's talk about that, because National Weather Service meteorologists have some high confidence in a frigid early next week. Here's the forecast. Temperatures in Middle Tennessee anywhere from 22 to 31 degrees on Monday. Need to change my color there. All right, so 22 to 31 degrees, and here are the low temperatures on Monday night, 13 to 21. It's going to be very chilly. Then on Tuesday, we're not going to get barely into the 20s, maybe even the upper teens. Just depends on the location. And the Tuesday night low could be in single digits. Or Monday night low. That's the Monday night low, pardon me. Monday night low in single digits. So after 22 to 31, we're going to fall to 8 to 13 degrees and then not warm up very much on Tuesday. Another bitterly cold night on Tuesday night, anywhere from 2 to 6 degrees, and maybe above freezing on Wednesday. All right, so high confidence in multiple consecutive days of freezing temperatures. That from the National Weather Service. So we're talking Sunday night through at least Wednesday. Okay. And before the cold arrives, some things you want to do. We talked about this a bit yesterday. If you watched that video, bring pets inside. If they have to be outside, certainly make sure that they have lots of bedding, maybe blankets, and a way to keep them warm. Drip faucets. This is the time of the year where we certainly, when we have this bitter cold, we have plumbing issues. So drip those faucets. Take in sensitive plants, of course, and check on your neighbors. Here's another thing that we haven't talked about too much with the frigid temperatures. They're going to be cold enough in their own, but wind chills, teens on Sunday night, single digits to below zero possible Monday night and Tuesday night with the wind chills. So we are definitely going to be seeing some very, very cold weather. Now to the S word, snow, right? So let's talk a little bit about snow, because a lot of you have been certainly interested in the snow possibilities and forecasts. So we're just going to take a look at one of the many models that are out there. This model is depicting snow depths in inches. Now, this is a model. This isn't forecast. This isn't gospel. This is not what will happen. It's just a tool to use along with many other tools to try to get some type of idea of what could happen. So just to talk about that, and from the National Weather Service, forecasters are going out on the limb to say they are very confident that it's going to snow Sunday night. How much? Well, that's always the tricky part, right? So as of this evening, placement of the higher amounts still looks like it's going to be north of I-60 or I-40. So roughly somewhere in this neck of the woods, okay, north of I-40, the higher totals. Now, with that being said, does that mean the southern areas are not going to see as much? Not necessarily. Land between the lakes area and in southwestern Kentucky are areas that could see a bit more snow, and that's as it stands right now. Sunday night into Monday, higher totals, but there's also a second wave that could bring in some additional snow, especially east of I-65, which is roughly in here. You know how our state is kind of divided out. Thought I would leave that on there and give you this piece of information. The National Weather Service believes the probability, according to you looking at models and things of that nature, the probability of exceeding 1 inch of snow in Middle Tennessee is around the 60 to 80% range. So pretty good chance we're going to see some snow, hence the reason they said very confident in some snow. Now, when we talk about measurable snow, the potential for getting 3 inches or more, and 3 inches plus is winter weather, winter weather advisory is, the inch to 2 inch. When you start to go 3 inches plus, that puts a winter storm warning criteria into effect. So 3 inches plus, that's for here. That's different in different parts of the country. But when we factor that in, that percentage of probability falls anywhere from 30 to 40%. So the big answer here is right now, the probability of snow, seeing some snow, is about 60 to 80%. Is it going to be a big snow, 3 inches plus? Right now, that's in the 30 to 40% category, and we'll know more about that get a better grasp on that, hopefully by this weekend, by Saturday. But here's just one of the models here, and I thought we would just kind of go through some of the time frame. And as you can see, early Monday, Sunday night, Monday, snow beginning to push in to our area. You can see, as we mentioned, this upper left quadrant, that's where you see the darker colors. That is heavier snowfall. Taking it on into the future, see how it stays in that area above I-40, okay? So that's kind of why the forecast is talking about measurable snowfall that is heavier north of I-40. Now let me do something here and clear this. See those deeper whites in this area? Whites and grays. That's what we're talking about in terms of the possibility of heavier snow. Does that come just a little bit further south, like in this model? Possible. Okay. Is it a little bit further north, and maybe that heavier band of snow is in this area? Very possible as well. Okay. So we're talking about a matter of miles that could make a difference in snowfall. You've been around here, if you've been around here enough to know that this is what could happen. So we take that on out, and we also can see that areas in the northern Cumberland Plateau and into southeastern Kentucky are seeing some pretty decent snows according to this model, and that would be in the range of 6 to 8 inches in that deeper purple. But you can also see maybe some pockets here and there. That's just the way snow and snow bands work. The area that's in the lighter color, I really can't zoom there on that, but the lighter grayish color, that is anywhere between 4 and 6 inches. Okay. The darker blues, that's anywhere from 2 to 3 inches. The reason I wanted to show you this is one of dozens of models, and that's what makes forecasting snow tricky. If it is 40 miles to the north of Rutherford County, well, that keeps us out of the heavier snow and puts, maybe North Nashville and up into northern Middle Tennessee in the heaviest snow. Just a few miles further south, wherever those snow bands set up, that could obviously give more precipitation and more snow. I think it's a very good chance that, again, the Weather Service saying an inch or of snow possibility of exceeding an inch in Middle Tennessee is anywhere from 60 to 80%. That's winter weather advisory criteria. That would not be surprising at all. Winter storm warning criteria, if the totals inch up as we go along, well, that could be something to take a look at. So that is a brief look at kind of what we know at this point in terms of the weather. I am wearing my Orange Beach surf-style sweatshirt just to kind of get the summer vibes going and warm up. It is going to be a bitterly cold week next week, and if we get any snowpack, that's going to be hard to get rid of with those temperatures. So could be some potential problems next week. Of course, as we get into the weekend, we'll know more about that. Probably not going to do an update here until Saturday. That way we can kind of put things together and let you know the thoughts on that. But I just thought we'd pop on as we try something new here to bring you information and break it down and do videos here so you can actually see. And I think hopefully this will be helpful to you as we go along. Again, we do have our radar here that we can actually start tracking some of the snow bands as they come through and things of that nature as well. So hopefully something that you will be able to utilize, and we just enjoy bringing that to you here, all the information that you need to know, working on weather site for you as well. Be sure to follow Ruco Weather, RUCO Weather, on YouTube. Also on all the socials, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. We're working on getting all of those out there for you and working as well. All right. That's going to do it here for our update. Thanks so much for joining us here, and we'll be back when we have a better idea of what could happen next week. Hold on to your hats tomorrow. And as Ralph Emery used to say back in the day, it's going to be a heavy hairspray day coming up for you on Friday. Have a great night.